Once again, the telecom sector in focus, and we thought it's a great time to get Nitin Soni, the director at Fitch Ratings and who tracks telecom very closely on the channel. Hi, Nitin. Good afternoon. This is Nayan from the New Delhi newsroom. Yes, the government still has not blessed officially and given all the approvals for the Vodafone Idea merger. It is expected in the days to come. How is it looking like for the industry? You're suddenly going to be down to just 3 players. We've been talking about this for a while, but the fact that it's going to happen is now imminent. Just 3 players. What is it going to mean for consumers? And should consumers be happy that at least for now there's a Reliance Jio there whose only effort is to offer low tariffs, make data very affordable, because clearly the amount of choice is going to come down.
Yeah, thanks for having me on the show. So we today Fitch Ratings have just affirmed Bharti Airtel rating at BBB minus with a stable outlook, and we are of the view that the probability of Indian tariff to go down lower is very limited right now. They are already at a below $2 level, and at this level the industry cannot make a sustainable profit in the medium to long run. In the short term, I agree that there is a competitive intensity which is very high, and Jio would likely to aggressively market its tariff to garner a larger subscriber base, given there are about 100 million subscribers which are still there in the weaker telcos' hands, which will churn away to the top 3 telcos. But I think the bigger story is that the industry structure has corrected. Now you have 3 large telcos with deep pockets, and they have consolidated about 90% revenue market share. And we believe that now, if you compare to the regional telecom markets, everywhere there is a 3 or a 4 player market. So now they don't have any incentive or motivation to keep the tariff at such a low level. So at some point of time, we think that Jio will change its approach. It will turn from a hunter to a farmer. It will start monetizing its large investment of $40 billion. And at such low tariff, they will not be able to make a reasonable return on investment. And soon we will see maybe 6 months or 1 year down the line, they will start gradually increasing the tariff from here on.
So you're saying that for 1 year we will continue to see this kind of pricing pressure. But tell me now, with Vodafone's might with Idea Cellular, what is it going to mean for a Bharti Airtel? I understand that you've kept the ratings where it's at, etc. But suddenly it has to match Mukesh Ambani's might behind Rel Jio and Vodafone's global might with Idea Cellular.
Sure. So Bharti is a diversified telecom company. Half of its EBITDA, the operating profit, comes from the non-mobile Indian businesses, which includes enterprise, towers, and digital TV and others. And then you have 14 African markets. And this diversity has increased because the Indian mobile EBITDA has come down in the last 1 year, while the African operations have improved significantly in the last 1 year. So Africa now contributes about over 20% of the EBITDA. So we don't believe that the competitive intensity is going to deteriorate further from here on, as we believe that tariffs are unsustainable in the medium term. So even after the merger of Vodafone Idea, I think they will naturally cede some market share to Jio and Bharti, because in some of the circles they would have a larger market share which is allowed by the M&A regulations. And it's very typical for a large big bang merger, such mergers, that eventual combined entity will lose some market share. Management will be focusing on more on integrating the operations rather than on garnering more subscriber and market share in the market. So, I think Bharti is fine as of now in terms of ratings at BBB minus. They do have a lower rating headrooms, but I think their planned sale of stakes in Indus Infratel combined, the IPO of the African business, and sale of other assets will support their balance sheet going forward.
Right, Nitin, I wanted to understand that, the point that you were making, there are 3 players in the market, assuming, of course, that Idea Vodafone deal goes through. A 3-player market, last 10 years, their only volumes have increased, of course, and not the selling price. So, but with such huge volumes, when they start to increase prices, the operating leverage will be much bigger this time?
I will doubt that. I mean, my base case is that the ARPUs will not deteriorate from here on, but it will not increase significantly also in the short term. And when I say short term, it's 6 months to 1 year. The data volumes are phenomenally increasing as we have data penetration is increasing. There are about 130 million smartphones which has landed in our country every year. And as we go along, people are switching from 3G to 4G and consuming more data. I mean, itself, if you look at the Bharti's metrics in terms of data consumption, their data consumption have increased by some 5 or 6 fold in the last 1 year. So the data traffic is going to go phenomenally well, but it's not going to increase ARPU significantly. So on one hand, you will have, the data realization, competed away by Jio's aggressive tariff, but on the other hand, you will have higher data volumes. So, it will grow, but not significantly as you were alluding to.
Right, but when you just look at these companies, do you think that they will need to raise prices pretty strong in a strong way to make decent money, or you just expect prices to be stable with a marginal positive bias after 6-12 months?
So I think two things will happen. One is that data will continue to grow, and then you will see that the noise around promotions and discounts which Jio is offering right now in the market, that will die down. So they will gradually stop giving any promotions, any discounts. So the actual realization of tariff will coincide with the the prescribed or the advertised tariff on their websites. Right now the actual realization is very low. So when that happens, and then they will come out with making subscribers more addicted to the data usage, and as the data usage grows, the ARPU will grow from there on. And then there will be value added service, as we have seen in the other developed markets. The other value added services around data also contributes a lot to the ARPU. It could be entertainment, it could be video on demand, which is right now free, being offered by all the telcos. All those things will kind of complement the higher ARPUs in the medium term.
Okay, Nitin Soni, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us, as always, for your understanding and what you think is happening in the telecom sector. We look forward to more interviews with you.